Very good. Very efficient, smart with what they do schematically. Good decision making at quarterback. Got a couple of guys that cause you problems with their arm strength, their decision making, athletic ability. Got good players. Don't make a lot of mistakes. No huddle. Low tempo, kind of the in vogue spread offensive philosophy, and take what the defense gives you. But they're very efficient both running and throwing the ball.
You pretty set now, you think, on your personnel as far as your lineup goes?
We're constantly evaluating, trying to give more and more guys opportunities. I mean, there's obviously with injury situations, we've been forced to play more guys, and we're playing consistently 6, sometimes 7 linebackers, rotating a lot of guys up front. It's you never know in the back end, with those guys being banged up. So set with 11 guys, no. Set with a group of guys that we know, have the opportunity to play week to week, yeah.
Has the improvement over the past 2 games, at least in terms of what you've given guys, maybe been tied to doing some things more aggressively? The sacks have gone up, obviously, but are you doing anything stunning?
Well, it all goes hand in hand. If you feel that you're sound in what you're doing schematically, and guys understand what they're doing, you can stop the run. It gives you more flexibility to be, more aggressive philosophically when the time's right. So if you can't, do step A right, then you don't want to get to step B, and grab for stuff. So. Absolutely, they go hand in hand, and you've said all along that you've got to, fundamentally, technically, schematically, personnel-wise, you've got to be able to make the kind of progress that we want. You've got to be able to stop the run, with a base call. If that's 6-2 Mau, and so be it. Whatever that call is, whatever you want to hang your hat on, every defense has that call. If you can do that, then it gives you a foundation. And until you can do that, you have to shelve everything else.
Having said that, have you had to, because you've been so thin in the secondary, have you at times had to step back and say, wow, do I really want to go with this kind of stunt? Because I guess you've still done it.
I think you would be negligent if you don't consider those things and what guys' strengths are, their weakness, their experience, their skill set. There's a lot of things that go into hand, and that's, I'll be honest, it's not been an easy process, only because you just don't quite know your personnel yet. You're still learning personnel. Didn't recruit certain guys, don't know what they were the first day they got here, don't know what what their progression has been, don't know how everybody thinks, just a lot of different things. And when you don't have a consistent 11, so to speak, then it's hard to know all those things, at an intimate level. So again, but we're making progress that way at the same time.
After a few games recently, I remember you saying that this is something we can build on. And then you'd hear it the next week. How nice has it been to kind of string those together? I mean, is that the biggest sign of improvement, that you guys have been able to put together sort of a set of solid defensive performances?
Yeah, I think it says the growth at a lot of different levels. From us as coaches, understanding again what our guys can and can't do, getting them to do what we want them to do. Again, whether that's a scheme thing, a fundamental thing. Guys growing up within the system as players, football players, just doing their job, playing with better technique, fundamentals, aggressiveness because they're sure in what they're doing, and then our confidence in them as coaches. But again, it's muscle memory. You continue to build on a foundation and build from there. Guys starting to trust what their assignments are, and again, what the people around them. We've really tried to get them to understand football 101, so that there's not only what am I supposed to do, but why am I doing it. And when you understand the why in anything in life, I think it just gives you more assuredness in what you're doing.
You've been a part of a couple of big rivalries. What do you make of the two head coaches of the big schools in the state sort of going back and forth at each other?
I didn't know we're not playing South Carolina. I didn't. Is there something? Have I missed something?
I'm just curious. It's just with what people are talking
Yesterday,
about.
Coach Spurrier said that usually when Dabo says things, it's usually a lot of BS and garbage.
He's just been looking at film, and I don't think it's fair to him to comment on something he's not even
I'm not. I don't have anything to say. I didn't even know what happened. I'm in La La Land.
Fair enough.
That'll come. Everything has its time.
The defensive group, how much do you feel was like improved depth of defense line, getting guys like DJ and Vic and guys like that, and Tavares, guys that are stepping up and playing?
Well, the
more
experience
roles?
is, you can't, I think it goes without saying, that's you're going to get better by playing more. Doesn't mean you get better immediately by playing more, but over time, that's going to happen. That's just part of the process. So it has paid dividends. It'll pay even bigger dividends here as we go forward. No question. And again, it gives us confidence too, as well as coaches to, he's been in there. He's been in that big fourth down stop. He's been in there on critical situations, and so you kind of feed him more and more. So, it's still nothing close to what you want overall. But again, in the big picture, it's all, again, moving forward in the right direction.
Some observations about Tig Willard and dependability and just steadiness through the season.
I think it's a reflection of kind of who he's been. Since I've been here, he's been one of the more consistent performers, whether it's in practice or whether it's in scrimmages over the last X number of months, and pleased with that. He's a guy that's played a lot of football here. He's a young man that cares deeply about this program, very selfless attitude, and he's maximized his opportunities, and he's allowed me personally as a position coach to, although there's plenty to coach every day, that can put your focus in other places where need be, when he can just give you a consistent level of both understanding and playmaking.
There was some question maybe when you first brought him into the spring as to how his role, how he would fit in.
I think he's but I think he's in a long line. There's a lot of questions, and but yeah, he's grown in that role. His understanding. I think he's playing with a great deal of confidence and level of comfort. There's still more to be had by a long ways. And but it's been one of the more pleasing aspects of piecing this thing together.
Has he ever put on all his wrestling rings for you?
No, he's challenged me a time or two. I'm smarter than that, though. Wrestlers are tough. I love wrestlers. They got something a lot of guys don't have.
Brent, Duke's quarterbacks kind of give you a couple different looks and get you guys out to prepare for. What have you seen from them?
Again, they're very efficient, good decision making, well coached. They know where to go with the football. They've got the running quarterback schemes that are built in to take advantage to certain things of what you're doing. They've got a 2-quarterback package where they've got 2 quarterbacks on the field at once. Try to get you to pick your poison and what you want to do schematically. So again, they've got a lot of depth to what they do offensively, and it obviously all goes through the quarterback and his ability to execute and manage the offense. So they have caused a lot of people, a lot of issues, a lot of problems, but they can run the football, and they run it really, really well. Just a couple of weeks ago, that was the deciding factor. How they beat North Carolina, ran the ball, downhill, up and down the field on them, and at will. So they're a north-south team. A lot of the spread teams are perimeter-oriented runs, and these guys, they really pipe it. They like to go downhill at you. So it'll be a big challenge for us defensively.
I think referees question with head injury left Florida State. They don't know his status. Does that make your job more difficult preparing for, like you said,
If they had Maryland's problems, it'd make my job a lot easier. But they don't have Maryland's problems. Unfortunately, they're pretty deep at quarterback. And that's just they both have started. They both played a lot. They both play virtually every game, and you don't see a level of drop off. Last week was not indicative of the success that they had and what they're capable of. But just as we've all been there as coaches, where everything kind of works just right for you. Playing at home, a lot of emotion, everything goes your way. Kicking game's clicking, offense, defense, and you can overwhelm people if you've got a talented football team like Florida State does. So that's not reflective of the team that we'll see. Saturday, I know that for sure.
I think across the board, the defense is more confident. Just players just seem to be more confident.
I think there's more trust, as much as anything. They trust what they're doing, why they're doing it, and trusting the guy next to them. I think that we're getting more and more guys that can articulate, coverages, fronts, why they change. Just understanding football and not just, again, memorizing their jobs. And when you can get to that level, you can really go to another place as a football player. And again, we're not polished in that regard at this time, but there's a number of guys that are getting closer and closer. They're making a lot of growth that way. And we're playing just with more discipline. And guys are really simplifying the game and seeing success as a result in earth-revelating type of success, where it's like, man, I guess I really don't have to do too much. I really just have to, look at the guy in front of me and trust that he's going to tell me what to do. Run past the whole deal, and that allows guys to play with, again, more confidence, more aggressiveness, more assuredness, and again, more consistency at the end of the day.
I think you had a limited kind of work with I don't know if it was last week, but you see some naturalness, some defensive instincts with him.
He's tough, he's intelligent, incredibly competitive, very naturally gifted, explosive, fast, super change direction, very instinctive, great ball skills. I mean, just go down the, guys, ranking at the top of the charts in so many of those areas that are a lot of things you just can't coach. And so he's got that in. I'm sure he was a heck of a high school football player. Don't really know his background outside that he has, never really left the field. Does not surprise me at all, and especially after just watching him, the other night, having gotten out. You've watched us this year. We've had some other guys get in there that haven't been able to have the same kind of consistent position. He's a pretty good tackler too. So it's not that hard. But I'm sorry.
You're gonna fight for him at some point soon.
I think coach likes to win and have success. We're going to find a way to get, help your football team, like any smart coach will do. So I think he's shown that if we're, struggling, or if there are some issues injury-wise, that he's more than capable of coming over and helping us, and could be a terrific player if he was there full-time as well. But he's shown the same capability as receivers. I'll coach whoever they give me.
Over the last couple of games, you guys got more push with just the line pass rush situation? Is that safe to say?
Yeah, I mean, I would say so, and we're still asking for more. But that's definitely improved.
Is that maybe one of the big reasons why we've seen some of the statistics improve?
I would say some of it as well. Now, some people aren't allowing you there. They're getting rid of the ball quick, or they're running 7-man protections against 7 against 4, 7 against 5, and running, 3-man routes. There's give and take. So some other times maybe the pressure hasn't been there. That's also, a reason why. And so just depends on, team's offensive philosophy and in regards to protection. And so there's a lot of variables that go into it.
All set?
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.